How's it going, guys? You alright? This week I'm spending a little bit of time in Brighton, here in a hotel. You can see the old pier behind me there, looking really kind of historic and interesting. I've got a nice view of the sea from my room here. Just getting some work done, really. I thought I'd make a video for you, talking a little bit about how to get the most out of the time you spend on your business and on whatever it is that you want to accomplish, and how to do this without feeling stressed all the time, and in a way that gets you results in kind of the most effortless way possible. And actually, I've created a little philosophy for myself around this topic. I didn't really create it, I kind of borrowed it. Like most of the things that I teach you guys and everyone else, I find them and I see if they work for me, and if they do, then I tell you guys about it. And this one really, really does work for me. This resonates with me really well. And so I've kind of got my own tweak on it. And yeah, I thought I'd be able to teach you guys exactly the philosophy, and hopefully it will help you as well. So basically what this all revolves around is actually deciding your own pace for your success. Okay. So there's a common feeling a lot of entrepreneurs get, a lot of business owners get, which kind of, it kind of goes like this. They kind of feel like they want to reach the top or reach their goals, whatever their goals is or are, as soon as possible. Right? They want to get there really, 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 really fast. And to do that, in order to actually achieve their goals as quick as humanly possible, what they end up doing is working really, really, really hard and exerting loads and loads and loads of energy into their business, into their venture. Day in, day out, they'll work 10, 12, 14-hour days. They'll try and get there as quick as physically possible, do all the things they need to do and more to try and elevate their results as quickly as physically possible. And this is like a pretty good way of getting results, don't get me wrong. I've been there. I wanted to, for example, get up to the point where I was earning £1,000 a month as quickly as I possibly could. So I did it in around about 7 weeks. And that's something you can do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what happens is you end up getting this spike of energy, and you will get some really awesome results through doing that, through putting in really long hours, through putting all of your energy and more into your business. But what will happen is other areas of your life will probably start suffering. For example, you'll kind of skew the work-life balance a little bit. Maybe like you won't socialize as much, maybe you won't see your family as much, maybe your health starts to fail, maybe your relationships start to go a little bit wonky. So it's not necessarily the best thing to do for like the long term. So let's say, for example, rather than thinking about your business as something that you're working on right now, that you want to make you decent money that you can spend now and enjoy now, maybe think of it as something that it's going to be there for the rest of your life, or for 5 years, or for 10 years, right? Something that's a bit long term. So how do you get really, really good, strong results quickly enough and get to the places you want to get the goals you want to get to, but without it taking over your life and without sort of trying too hard and exerting too much energy in order to be able to get there? Well, I think you should look at it like this. Okay? I've got this little philosophy which I've kind of created, stolen, tweaked, called deciding your own pace for success. Okay? There's this really weird consensus that, we're all competing against each other, right? I mean, you might see one of your friends who's really, really successful, and you might think to yourself, oh my God, he's doing all this stuff. He's only, say, 25. He's, giving money to charities, starting businesses. He's traveling. He's doing all this stuff. I need to be as good as him. Like, I'm not as good as him. I need to catch up. Or conversely, you might see someone who's not doing very well. Maybe they don't have a job, or maybe they're just broke all the time and struggling with money, and you might think, well, I want to be better than him, right? So we have this tendency to kind of position ourselves in between people. We'll see someone who's doing really well, and we'll be like, I want to be like him. Someone who's doing really badly, and we'll say, I don't want to be like him. So we end up kind of comparing ourselves, and this is kind of necessary in a way. Like, we do kind of need to put where we are in terms of success or in terms of progress into relevance with other people, but it can get a little bit unhealthy when it's just a constant battle trying to be better than other people or as good as other people. And I think it's a lot healthier if, instead of doing that all the time, you just decide your own pace. You just say, look, I'm going to get there. I'm going to basically reach the heights I want to reach, but I'm going to do it at my own pace. I'm going to do it in a way that I enjoy doing, right? I'm going to run the business in a way that makes me feel fulfilled, doesn't take up all my time, and yet still gets me where I want to get to. Maybe it will take a little bit longer, but I will get there. So there's a few practical steps to this, to making this philosophy actually work, because you can't just kind of, think up a frame of mind and then kind of hope that it solves all your problems, right? You need to actually take some action, get some rituals in place to actually make this stuff really work for you. So the first thing you actually need to do, and this is really, really important, and this is a tough step, but it's something that you have to do. You've got to decide that you're going to be successful, okay? Now this takes a hell of a lot of self-belief. I mean, you will literally, you might even have to brainwash yourself. I had to, I literally, in the beginning, didn't believe that I could do it, really. I mean, I wanted it. I thought it'd be great if I was a success, if I could break the status quo, earn, say, 10 times the amount most people are earning from my school, things like that. I thought, I would like to have that kind of result, but I didn't really believe that I could do it, so I had to brainwash myself. Best way to do that, watch motivational videos, surround yourself by other people who are doing the exact same thing. Look on YouTube, see for examples of people who've done it, and then just convince yourself that you're the same as them in terms of worth, right? You're easily capable of it. So that's step number one. Decide you're going to be successful before it even happens. Before there's even evidence there of you being successful, you have to decide that it's going to happen. Once you've got over that hurdle, and it's definitely easier said than done, but once you've done it, you'll be in a really, really good position to actually move forward and start to get some results. So from then on, basically, you have to set the wheels in motion, okay? You can't just decide you're going to be successful and then just lie back on the sofa and watch TV all the time and wait for your six-figure income to arrive, right? You've got to actually set the wheels in motion and get things happening. So next thing for you to do is actually another concept which is really, really interesting, which is focusing on micro targets, okay? So have a look at a few things within the venture, the business, whatever it is that you want to do, that will lead to you getting results. So for example, perhaps let's have a look at this example of if you wanted to have a six-pack, okay? Let's pretend you wanted to have six-pack abs in 4 months. Now that's an awesome goal to have, it would be great to have six-pack abs, I'm sure. I don't have them personally, but I'm sure it would be awesome. So it's a great goal to have, it's very tangible and you'll know once you've got there, right? So it's quite specific. However, it can be a little bit weird kind of deciding what to do to get there. So you might say to yourself, right, I'm going to set myself a micro target and I'm going to try and be able to do 150 sit-ups in a row. And then once I've done that, I'll know that basically I'll have to have six-pack abs to be able to actually facilitate that amount of exertion on my body or be able to do that much exercise. Okay, so with your business, it could be, well, I want to have, 500 items for sale in my e-commerce business, or I want to have a VA full-time researching products, and I want her to have found, or him to have found 1,000 items for me. So we can set micro targets within our business, knowing that we are going to be successful at some point. We've decided it's going to happen, and now we're just setting the wheels in motion and deciding on a few micro targets to help us actually get there. And once you've set enough of these, it's crazy what actually begins to happen, okay? Because now all you've got to do is just focus a little bit of energy each day, developing a few little rituals to actually make these micro targets happen. So, rather than worrying and being stressed and anxious about getting to the place you want to get to, getting to the level of success you wanted to get to as soon as physically possible before your friends do it, or catching up to your friends, or being better than some friends that you don't want their life, you want to be better than their life. Rather than worrying about all of that comparison, you're actually bringing the focus back onto yourself. You've decided your own pace for the success, whatever it is. You've decided why you're doing it, obviously. We all need to have a big reason why we're actually bothering to do this. And then you started to set the wheels in motion because you've decided that this stuff's going to happen. So along the way, there's a load of other steps, obviously, you guys already know to becoming successful, okay? So you've got to invest in your education. You have to do that. Courses, books, mentors, whatever it is, just invest in your education. Be around people who know what they're talking about as well. That's always really helpful. And then once all this stuff has happened, you'll actually begin to develop the belief that your results are inevitable. Okay, and this is another concept that's really, really, really important. You'll begin to realize that you don't have to push yourself every single day in a really anxious way. You don't have to exert too much wasted energy on trying to get as much work done as you possibly can all the time. Because it's inevitable that you're going to have success. You've set your micro targets, you've got your rituals in action, you've decided that you're going to be a success, therefore it's inevitable that you are going to get there, and you can get there at your own pace. And after you've done all this, after you've realised that you don't have to be consciously, anxiously hustling all the time, you can have a break in the evening. You've done the little steps you need to take it on that day, whether it's an hour workout or whether it's 4 hours working on your e-commerce business or whatever it is. You know that's done. You know that's got you a step closer to your goal. Some days when you've got extra energy, yeah, you can hustle a hell of a lot more. You can work 8 or 10 hours, but you don't have to, because you're going at your own pace. And then what starts to happen when you've got these wheels set in motion is that you begin to actually have a little bit more of a feeling of ease about life. And this is something that I've had now. I mean, in the first year of my business, I was really, really, really keen to get as many results as I possibly could. And basically I did. I surpassed my goal. My goal was to make £10,000 a month by December. And in December I made about £15,000, which was amazing. And you know, things are just constantly growing. But now I've reached the point where I don't feel the need to rush anymore. As you develop more and more belief in yourself and your abilities, and you decide that you're going to be a success, and you know, made it inevitable, then you just allocate what little bit of work you need to do each day. You get it done, and then once it's done, you leave it, right? And things become a lot more effortless. Ideas come to you a lot more freely because you've got more space away from your business, doing other hobbies and things, more space to travel and see the world. See, I'm working and traveling all the time, but I spend a lot more time relaxing, drinking nice coffee and things now, because I'm not so frustrated and worried and anxious about getting to the top, or whatever my version of results or success is, because I know that it's an inevitability. So I just wanted to depart this philosophy on you guys as well, okay? Decide your own pace for success. Decide that you are going to be successful. Create a few micro targets. Work on your daily rituals and understand how to break that down into a daily system to make sure you achieve those micro targets. Successful will become an inevitability, and then you'll have more of a feeling of ease. So I hope this has helped you out, guys. Pretty general video, but quite a few specific points there to try and help you out and make your lives easier and get you even more results. And I hope to chat to you very soon. Take care.